Hello. Hey guys. Hey people. I'm watching The Masked Singer and I don't want the copyright strike. I don't want the copyright strike. Hey guys, if you can hear me, can you comment something? Cause I don't. Here we go again with this comment stuff. All messages are visible. There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. So maybe last time I just didn't have the comments on because I just turned them on. So hey, all of my good people, all of my friends, my little subbies. Hey guys. Hey, feel free to ask me whatever you want to ask. I'm gonna stay on for I'm kind of sleepy. I am traveling tonight. I am in Wichita. Y'all probably noticed the background because every time I come here for work, I'm always in the same hotel. So if y'all have any questions, leave them. Let me know. Willing to answer anything. So even if it's 911 related, well, not anything. Because let me tell y'all, some things got to be off of limits. So yeah. So Lexi, first off, let me just start at the beginning. Avanti, what's up? He says that I'm his favorite YouTuber, and that just makes me feel so good inside. Gives me the warm fuzzies. So hey. Lexi says hey. Rebecca says hey. Serena says beautiful voice. Hi. Oh, thank you. Ashley says hey. And thank you, Avanti. I appreciate you because you can hear me. Everybody can hear me. Sherilyn says, hey. So Lexi says, what do you do for work? Girl, go crazy every day. I actually work for a nonprofit organization that promotes entrepreneurial education in high schools. And so I have the opportunity to get the students that we work with connected with opportunities outside of the classroom. So anything that they do outside of their classrooms, as far as like getting them set up with different business owners, or different like logistics for like trips and things like that. That's what I do. I handle that. And so our corporate headquarters is here in Kansas. And so at least once a month, I have to travel here for work. So we have like this really big conference coming up in July in the summer. And so we're here kind of just working through all of that since our team is really spread out. So it's like, well, we're not really that spread out, but just two of them here and then I'm in Dallas. So that's what I do for work. I help folks. Elazar says, hi, hey. Sherilyn says, I sent you an email this evening just saying thank you for the videos. I got a dispatcher job today in my local PD and start class on the 11th. Yes, congratulations. I saw 2 emails today when I was just at dinner. So I will be answering those either tonight or sometime tomorrow. But congratulations. Let me tell you, the class, like when you start orientation, when you start training, it is a little overwhelming because you're learning so much, like so fast. And, they expect you to know everything. You know how it is. They just expect you to know everything already. So the more you know, the better. Like you'll have lots and lots of tests because you have to get certified. So you'll get a lot of certifications. You take lots of tests, but I'm telling you, it's just amazing. So Eva says, hi, hey girl. And then Alaz Hadar Israel says, I'm finishing my PhD today. So your personal history, I'm assuming that's what that stands for, your personal history background. Good. I'm going to tell you, that document itself is like freaking nuts. Like it's like so long. I think mine was like 20, 30 some pages. And I'm just like, listen, I don't want to type all of this, or I don't want to write all this. I hate writing. I was like, I do not want to do this. But if you want the job, you'll do it. So good. I'm so happy that you guys are like just killing it in this 911 game. And even those that, have told me that, you know what, Laura, I didn't even pass the test. I'm even happy that you are even interested in doing it again. Like the people who told me that they didn't pass the test, they're like, you know what? I want to do it again because I really want to be a dispatcher. So kudos to y'all. Y'all are the real MVPs. Y'all are for real. Serena says, I'm finally taking 911 calls. Why do people call 911 for the dumbest things? Girl, I know you can't answer that. I know you can't answer, but dang, girl. I was so surprised that people called 911 for nothing. Like growing up, my dad always told us, like, don't call 911 unless there's an actual emergency. Like, and this is what an emergency is. So somebody's like passed out about to die, or if like the house is on fire, you have an intruder coming or something like that, you're being held against your will. That's when you call 911. But if, let me think. What's a dumb call I got before? I mean, get 100 of them a day. Let's see, what was it? Somebody called one time because they were mad at their neighbor because their neighbor parked in front of their house on a public street. I mean, that's just like a real basic dumb, but that's the type of stuff that would happen. People call about dumb things like that. Like, it's a public street. It is not your street. Did you pay for it? I mean, you probably contributed, with your taxes, but it's not your street. So yes, people call for the dumbest things. Somebody knocking on my door. How's that an emergency? Are they trying to kick it down? If they're trying to kick it down, yeah, I'm send you a police officer. But just because somebody knocking on your door, that is not an emergency. Get it together, friends. Get it together. Anyway, any advice for working a graveyard shift? Ooh. Any advice working graveyard shift? How did you stay awake and alert? Let me tell you. I never worked overnight. So at my agency, it was 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. or 2300 to 0700 hours. And I never had to work 11 to 7, but I did have to work from 3 to 11. And that was really challenging because I like to go to sleep around like 9 or 10 o'clock, or like at least kind of calm down on a normal day, like a work day. And, I'm turned up after, after work is over at 11 o'clock, get home about 11:30, or even like the days that I had to work, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Working till 11:30 is hard because when I get home, like I'm not tired. I just kind of want to stay up and just kind of calm myself down. But it wasn't always that simple or that easy to do it, like, just wind down, especially like if it was busy, did a lot of like medical calls and stuff like that. But those nights that I had to work 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., that's when I feel like I learned the most about working a graveyard shift. My suggestion is if you are going to be working overnights, then you need to spend, like when you get off of work, like if you stay up for a little bit, like I think that that's fine, but you do need to spend some part of your day getting your full time to sleep, just like you would at a regular, 8 to 5 job. 8 to 5, you get off work, you go home, you cook dinner, you bathe your kids, then you put them to bed, then you go to bed around 9 to 10 o'clock or something like that. And then you get up in the morning by 6 or whatnot, and then you start over again. Well, I feel like when you're working the night shift, first it's going to be a little difficult, but then you just really have to kind of train your body to just be awake during that time. So I just think it takes practice. And once you're up during that time, you have to be awake and you have to be alert. You'll learn real fast. So thanks for asking. Lexi says, that's awesome. Yeah, I love my job. I really, really do. I don't have many complaints at all. I say many. I'm grateful to have a job. Like, let's be real. I am grateful to have a job because there are many people out here who don't even have jobs. So I'm thankful for that. Even though sometimes people get on my damn nerves. But I try not to let them affect me because I still need my check. Avanti says, give me a couple years, I'll be saying the same thing. You what? Couple years you'll be in that thing. I think aren't you an EMT now? I think, or training to be one or something like that. It's so many of y'all, I can't keep it all straight, but I think that's what I remember. Let me know. Avalise, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Avalise Alvarado. Oh my gosh, your videos helped me so much. I took the critic call for the first time 2 days ago and passed. Yes, congratulations. I'm so happy. I get so excited when people pass. And then I feel sad when they don't pass. But I know that if they just like do it again, like if they just go with it and do it again, that they'll pass. Because you're not as nervous and you know what to expect. All right, Angel Love says, I had to take a second psych, so I'm still waiting. Ooh, a second psych. This is different. I've never heard of this, ever. So, I don't know, girl. I can't even help you with that because I've never done 2 psychs and I've never even heard of people doing 2 psychs. So is it just like in 2 parts? Like the first one, is like the paperwork that you have to fill out and like answer all the questions, and then you meet with the psychiatrist. Is that what you're doing? Like, did they break it up into 2 parts like that, or did you do all of the paperwork, meet with the psychiatrist, and then they said, "Oh, we need you to come back again"? Let me know, because I'm not concerned, but now I'm interested in knowing what's what. Alaz, I keep saying your name wrong every time, and I say it different every time. So I'm just call you Israel. Is that okay, girl? I hope so. Yes, it's so long. I'm almost done. Yes, the whole process is very long. It's a long process. That's why I say if you really want to be a 911 dispatcher, it's gonna take a while. Like when I worked, the first agency I applied for, it was about 4 months, 3 months, 4 months before I got offer letter. And I didn't even go with them. The second agency, the agency that I ended up working for, excuse me, the second agency, the one that I ended up working for, from the time that I applied to when I finished everything and got my offer letter, it was 2 months, like pretty much exactly. But that's because I was hauling ass. Like I was like getting all of my paper. I wanted a job. I was getting all of my paperwork done. I was getting it all turned in. And like my references, I was telling them, hey guys, you're going to get a call from, it might say private number or no caller ID. If that happens, that's the police department. And I need you to answer it because I need to get this job. So I think that's why mine went fast, is because I just was trying to get everything done. I didn't have time for any games. Kenyatta, hey sis, this is my sister, we real sisters, like real sisters. She's my older sister, but I think I look older than she does. She looks like my age, and I'm not gonna reveal hers, but I'm good. I'm good, sis. Your youngest, not youngest son, Michael tried to charge me up on Instagram today. I have to text you and tell you about it. Anyway, Avalise Alvarado says, what were your work hours? How many hours for how many days? I'm curious about it. I heard they also have 12-hour shifts. So when I was a 911 dispatcher, the agency that I worked for, we had 8-hour shifts. We worked 5 days on, 2 days off. So I worked, once I got on my own, I was off on Thursdays and Fridays when I was just a call taker. That's before I had any dispatch channel experience. So I worked from 3 to 11, and it's 8-hour shift from 3 to 11. You get an hour lunch break, and then yeah, I mean, you can get up whenever you need to if you need to, but it's not that bad. But sometimes we had to work 12-hour shifts, like we got, if we had overtime. So if you got mandated, you had to stay for 4 hours, or if you just signed up for overtime, you have to work 4 hours. So you'd be in a 12-hour shift. The agency that I used to work for, they've now since switched over to 12-hour shifts. I'm actually going to meet up with some of my old coworkers on Friday. So I'll be able to ask them some questions about it. And maybe, if I think about it, I can get some like video footage of them. So if y'all have any questions that y'all want me to ask, that was so country. If y'all have any questions that y'all want me to ask them, then leave them. Send me an email. Y'all know my email address. I'll pin it. Do I know how to do that? Yeah, I really don't know how to do this live thing like that well. But there's my email address. So if you have any questions that you want me to ask my friends that are still dispatchers, then send me an email and I will ask them on Friday nights. If they don't want to be on video, I can't help that, but we'll see. Maybe that'd be nice. But we supposed to go have drinks, so nobody might not want to be on camera intoxicated. Just saying. Anyway, talking too much. Lost my place. Serena says, thanks for the advice. You're welcome. Rachel says, hi, I'm new to this channel. Well, hey, girl, hey. I'm new to this channel. I love the 911 dispatch content. I'm considering applying for a position. Any way I can prepare for the critical test? Question. Resources? Question. So I have a video on my channel. So if you go to my page, I would suggest looking at the 911 playlist, 911 hiring playlist, and I have like a critical video where I go over the critical test and pretty much everything that's on the test. I also have a video about the personal history statement, one about the polygraph, one about the drug screen. So just check out that playlist, all of my 911 videos, probably everything that any questions that you have, I probably have already answered in one of those videos. There aren't really any resources out here on the internet in regards to the critical test. So that's why it's really important that you watch that video, because it's going to probably be your best bet. So yeah. Monty says that's what my second choice will be. Being a dispatcher, is that what you mean? I think so. Yeah. Or EMT. See, now I'm all confused. Charge it to my head, not my heart. I'm getting old, y'all. I'm getting old. All right. Eva. I wasn't selected to move on after the 40-page pre-screen test. Can I reapply with another city agency? P.S. I love watching your videos. Oh, thank you. Of course you can apply. You can apply to multiple agencies if you like. They all pretty much go through the same process. You're going to always pretty much take the critical test first, and then everything else will follow. So definitely go ahead and apply somewhere else. If you didn't get it, if they didn't select you to move on, just go somewhere else and see what they say. Rebecca says, how does an officer keep a good relationship with their dispatchers? I'm going to police academy in a few weeks. Ooh, girl, nobody's ever asked me that. Okay. First of all, don't have us to keep calling people back. Like, they used to drive me crazy. I mean, if you have a good call taker that's taking the calls, they get all the pertinent information. They ask, like, you have this thing called SOPs, standard operating practice, and you have on the SOPs, like, what questions would you ask? And you have to answer those questions. And then 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 you have to answer th to ask, like things that you need to know for different call types. And a good call taker is going to have the SOP open, and they're going to be asking all of those questions just to make sure they get all the information so that they don't have to call somebody back. To me, like I remember the first time I had to call somebody back, and I was so embarrassed. Like I disconnected with them. I was still in training. I disconnected with them, and what didn't I get? Like I didn't ask them something that was, kind of important that I needed. Gosh, I can't remember. But my trainer was like, you need to call them back. And I was like, what you mean call them back? She was like, you need to call them back because you didn't get this information. Sometimes when you have officers out on the scene, they'll keep having you call inside, ask him this, call inside, or call the complainant back, call the complainant back, call the complainant back, call the complainant back. Nobody wants to keep calling those people back. Like they think you don't know what you're doing. I guess sometimes they need it, but sometimes I feel like they just be messing with us. Like, you want me to call them back just see if they got a spare tire? Like what? I don't understand. Yeah. Let's see what else. I would say speak clearly into the microphone. To the radio, and don't like talk super, super fast, especially when one of my biggest pet peeves, girl, is when officers talking on the radio, and they talk so fast. Like when you're running somebody's name, they spell it phonetically. So if they were spelling my name, it's like, I need you to run one all the way. And I'm like, go ahead. It's like last name, Boy Robert Young, Adam Norton, first name, Lincoln Adam Union, Robert Adam. Look, I can't even go fast. Lincoln Adam Union, Robert Adam, black female, date of birth 1/12/85. I'm just like, okay. And they go way faster than I just went. And they just go so fast. Or they'll say, my subject's name is, who asked me that? Rebecca. They were like, subject's name is Rebecca Hamilton, common spelling, Rebekah. That's not common. That is not the common way to spell Rebecca. His name is John, Jon, common spelling. That's not common. Like y'all tripping. So I would basically say speak clearly into radio, answer the radio. At the agency I worked at, we didn't have too many officers that didn't answer because there's protocol. If you key up, if I call you on the radio and you don't respond, I'm calling you again. One Adam 2. 1 Adam 2, are you there? 1 Adam 2, do you copy? You don't say nothing? Okay, after the second time I call for you once, then I call for you again, you still don't answer, I'm going to alert tone you. So an alert tone is just like a series of like beeps. Beep, beep, beep. And it kind of goes out to all of the officers. So we're going to alert tone. Beep, beep, beep. 1 Charlie 1. Okay. 1 Adam 1, excuse me. Whatever call sign I said. 1 Adam 1. We still don't get you, we're going to send somebody to you. Like, and this is all within less than a minute. We're going to send somebody to you. Like, if you're not answering your radio, we're going to send you another unit. You're going to be mad. Why'd you send me somebody else? Because you did not answer your radio. And my job is to protect you. My job is to make sure that you are able to go home tonight. So answer the damn radio when we call you. Okay, sorry, I'm getting all caught up and somebody called me. Wait a second. Somebody called me a fat. Wait, hold on. Let me read these other good comments before I cuss somebody smooth out. I don't know if y'all can see that. It says hell for review. Y'all know I got, wait. Whew. Okay. I got to remember whose I am. Angel Love says, it's in NYC and normal. The psych lady had some concerns because I went through domestic violence abuse. And so she wanted me to clear on instances or inconsistencies from my past, present, and future. You know what? That's very important. That is very, very good. Now that makes sense because you don't want to take a domestic violence call and then like freeze up because you have your own stuff that you're kind of dealing with or had dealt with. So That's really good. And the fact that they are open to you talking more and kind of helping you through the process is really good. Is really good. So yeah. Elizabeth Roller says, love all your videos. Should you apply to multiple agencies at once? Thanks, Elizabeth. I'm glad you watch. You can apply to multiple agencies. That's what I did the second time around. Like when I actually started making these videos, I was in the application process. And so you can definitely apply to multiple agencies. It's more of a way to kind of help you through like the critical test. Like if maybe you didn't pass it for one agency, you know to expect the next time, and then you can pass it at the next one. Or the next agency might be even better than the one that you applied at before. So yeah, you can. It's not anything bad with that. Trump, my love. Wait a second, y'all, some people on here fucking tripping tonight. Sorry if it's any young people or whatever. I don't know. Can y'all see what other people are writing? Can you see that? Wow. This Trump, my love, said, how did it feel to have your dreams crushed and watch Donald Trump become the president? My dreams never got crushed when Donald Trump became the president. And you can get blocked. I don't give a care. I don't give a rip. Jerica 20 says, what county do you work for? I live in Addison and currently dispatch for. So you dispatch for DPS. Troopers. Girl. I will message you privately and tell you where I used to work. I don't work there anymore, but send me an email and then I'll share that with you. But I just don't want to put the agency that I worked for here on this platform because I don't want people going into that agency and like, I watched this girl on YouTube and she told me what to do to pass, which somebody has done already, by the way. Because somebody told me, it was like, girl, we had somebody that bought your name up in their interview. I was like, what? Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, so just email me and let me know. My email address is right above your comment. And then it says, hey, I love the dispatch videos. They really helped me with the critical test. I've taken it twice and passed 95 both times. Get it, girl. I would like to work with DPS. Like, I think that would be an interesting agency to work for, just because y'all don't do any like residences or anything like that. You only do like vehicle things, like, incidents on the roadways and like the toll roads, and not even medical stuff, because when there are medical issues, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know I worked for an agency that had toll roads. And so anytime there was an accident on the toll road, we would transfer it to DPS unless there was an injury. And then we would take the injury depending on what side of the tollway it was on, which direction, how that goes. When you're a dispatcher, like I said in one of my videos, which is like what you need to know going in, like day one, first day, what you need to know. I did mention on there that you have to, know your directionals and what streets and stuff, highways in the city. So if you don't know highway names, so it's very important to know the number. So I live in Dallas. Well, I live in Mesquite. So I know that there's a highway in Dallas called 635, and it's pretty much like a loop almost. It's not a whole loop. It's like a half loop, a moon. But I know that not only is that called 635, but it's also called Lyndon B. Johnson Freeway. So you just kind of have to know stuff like that, because somebody might call you and be like, I'm on LBJ. And you're like, what's LBJ? You got to know that's 635. Or I'm on Stemmons Freeway. You got to know that that's 35. So it's important to know your roads, your highways, which way they go. If a highway ends, I'm going to give you a lesson. My daddy taught me this when I was little. If a highway, like I-35, I-35, the odd numbers. I can't even think straight, y'all, because I see these comments over here and I'm kind of getting pissed off, but I'm trying not to. Okay. Anyway, if it ends in an odd number, it goes north and south. And then you have interstates like in Dallas. You have I-20, Interstate 20, and it's an even number, so it goes east to west. So that's something, a little trick for you to know. If somebody says, I'm on 35, I'm going, westbound on 35. Well, you can't go west on 35. So, let's try again. Let's see, like, where you coming from? So, yeah, Israel says, LOL, Israel is okay. I couldn't remember contacts for all of my past jobs. Would that prevent me from getting it? They like you to try to put at least one person from every job. Now, I didn't, it was so, I'm 34 years old now. And so I've worked since I was 14. So I don't know. I think that if you know where you worked, if you can put that information, if you know somebody's name, I used to work at a grocery store called Kroger in my senior year of high school. Well, I couldn't remember anything but the CS customer service manager's name. Her first name was Tara. That's all I could remember. I can only share with you what I know. That was 20 years ago. So share with what you know. It won't disqualify you, but just don't leave everything blank. Put something there. Zombie Kisses says, your hair looks pretty. Oh, thank you, girl. I made this wig. I made it. I cut it. I colored it. Yeah, girl. Your girl got some skills sometimes. And then this Aaron, you know what? He called me okay. Oh, it's an Aryan brother. So it's okay. Now I get it. The Aryan brotherhood. Okay. He called me, which y'all can't see this because I had somebody write some really ugly things one day. They called me a fat black bitch. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So some words like fat, black, and bitch, you can't even post them on my wall. Any to my videos. It'll send me an email to review it. So that's what this did. This Aryan brother dumbass said, you fat ugly nigga, and then said, please shut up, go back to Africa, bitch. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, I get irritated with dumbass people. I can't stand a dumbass fool. And that's what that is. So I'm not going to even entertain you by addressing you fully, but just know that you obviously have problems with your fucking life because you are sitting behind a computer or behind a cellular device and calling somebody a fat, black, ugly black bitch, and correction, a fat, ugly nigga, and to go back to Africa. I am fat, but ugly I'm not. And I bet you I could get you. So Tab's perspective says, hey, I've been at my new job as a 911 operator for about 4 months now, and it's going good. Good, yay. I've clear call taken, and I'm training on my first dispatch channel now. Dang, girl, good for you. It's tough, but I think, and I'm sure you can attest to this, that once you get going in it, it becomes second nature. You start, typing real fast, and you start really learning and understanding. When people call, you start to understand them clearer, because at first sometimes it's hard to understand what they're saying in your ear, but then you start developing that ear, and man, it's good. And then radio is cool. radio dispatch channel is cool. It just depends on what channel you on. So you doing PD, FD, or NCIC? Let me know. Avante said, I know someone did not just ask you about Donald Trump. Exactly. Do I look like? Never mind. Exactly, zombie kisses. We see, but we don't care. Assholes. Ooh. Anyway, Elizabeth says, thanks. I have my interview tomorrow, and I've been binge watching all your videos. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. But you know what? With the interview, you just be yourself. The biggest tip I could give you is to just like be calm. Like they really like you to, they want to see how you handle pressure. So if you go into an interview for a dispatcher and you like all shaky and nervous and stuff like that, like 9 times out of 10, you probably won't get the job. They want somebody who can walk in there confidently. You may not have all the answers, but you're not like, shaking in your boots, basically. So yeah, you'll do fine. Just, chill out. Go in there like any other job interview. They just ask you a little bit of different questions. But just like in a normal interview, when they ask you, about the job and, why you want the job, they'll do that in the 911 video. So not the 911 video, the 911 interview. So you'll be fine. Just relax and enjoy. Rachel says, are the positions for police dispatcher and call taker different typically? Oh, yeah. So call taker, and I think with every agency, everybody starts off as a call taker. Everybody starts off as a call taker, and then you get radio trained. And when you're getting radio trained, like you'll train on one channel at a time. And it's usually like PD, which is police, FD, which is fire department, or NCIC, which is the National Criminal or Crime Information Center. So I did NCIC, which is, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I think with NCIC though, NCIC is one of the least stressful channels, at least in my opinion. I did not want to do PD because I was so nervous about a foot pursuit. I was so nervous about somebody getting shot, and I didn't want that pressure. So NCIC was good because I just tell them all the criminal history that, they person had. So I remember a time I told the officer that his subject that he was running had been arrested for murder. Murder. He was like on the radio, he's like, when was that? And I told him it was like, how many years ago it was, which was under 5. And he was like, can you start me another unit? I was like, received, because you're not supposed to give, what's the word I'm looking for? Pleasantries. You're not supposed to give pleasantries on the radio. So, but our officers did it all the time, but we couldn't do it. So officers would say, oh, thank you. And please, can you please do this? Or thank you. And blah, blah, blah. You just say, received. You don't really chit chat with them. Or you can send them like instant message. So if they say, thank you, you'll just say received, and then I'll message them, you're welcome. Yeah. At first they used to laugh at me. They were like, we can't hear you on the radio. Like you talk soft. Like I always thought that I had a loud voice, but apparently lots of people say that I speak soft. So I had to kind of learn how to speak a little bit louder, or so that they could hear me and hear me clearly, because I like to pronounce my words. I don't like to slur them and run them all together like that. So yeah, they did. They be all right sometimes. I got some, we had good officers. Sorry guys. I'm sorry. Okay. So sorry, guys. I just been getting these texts and I got to answer them. So yeah, I just enjoy NCIC. I forget what I was talking about. I'm so sorry, guys. Ganzer last sent me 2 messages and he retracted them. Why you retract your message? Maybe I was taking too long because I am taking a long time. I told you I was going to do 30 minutes, but shoot. I've been neglecting y'all. And Avanti Brown, that's my little friend. Avanti told me the other day, he messaged me on Snapchat and was like, we ain't had a video in 2 weeks. What's going on? So I feel like I owe it to you guys to give you at least like 45 minutes to an hour now. It'll probably be an hour. I'm tired as hell, but that's okay. Anyway, task perspective says at my agency, they start you off just with call taking. Then once you're consistently good on that and getting good grades on your calls, then they switch you to fire, law, or EMS channel to train. Yep, that's pretty much how it goes. And I think that the best dispatchers are typically the best call takers. Or the best call takers make the best dispatchers because you know what to ask, you know what to. So yeah, the best dispatchers make really good call takers because you know what to ask, you know what your officers are gonna want, you know what they need, all of the pertinent information. Like, so yeah. I just think just become a great call taker. Look at your SOPs, all of the questions that they have on the SOP, like all the information that you should gather. Go ahead and get it because it's just, I think it's going to help. It's not, I don't think, it's like too much information is good in this kind of situation. So when you have, when you ask somebody for a description of a subject, you know, they say, oh, it's a Black female. She's got a black dress, dark hair. Well, that's okay. But if you say, you know, you give like a body shape, you give a height, you know, things like that, really distinct features are really distinct things that they can differentiate the subject by, then that would be, you know, even better. So just ask really good questions. And like I said, in your SOPs, all of the questions will be there. Just read that. Read it. All right. Troy Talk says, hi, I love your videos. Thank you. Don't worry about the internet trolls. I don't worry about them. I just don't like that shit stuff. Sorry. I be trying real hard not to say wordy dirts. But I just don't like that stuff. And I don't like when people hide behind the internet and their screens. Cause I'm just like, listen, I'm not a fighter, like at all. But in real life, you would never say that to me. You would never even approach me in that way. So why would you even approach me on the internet? Like, screw you. Anywho, but yes, thanks, Troy. I just passed the critical test, mostly thanks to you, and I was wondering what comes next. Oh, well, first off, congratulations for passing. I'm so excited for you. What's next is going to be different everywhere, but it's more than likely going to be your personal history statement. And that's when you have, I think it's like 30, 40, 50 pages. And they ask you pretty much about your whole personal history summary. That's what it is. All the places that you worked, everywhere that you've gone to school. They ask you about all of the drugs that you've taken. There was drugs on that list that I had never even heard of before. You know, I know like the basic drugs. Like when I first went to 911, I knew the basic drugs like cocaine, crack, which is a form of cocaine, marijuana. I didn't even, okay, so I heard of PCP. I heard people say PCP before, like on the TV. But as far as like knowing somebody who did PCP, I didn't know anybody who did PCP, but allegedly, so I thought. But I didn't know that like when people stick those little sticks, weed sticks into embalming fluid, like that's PCP. Like that's freaking crazy. Don't even get me started on like the drug calls and the drugs that people take. I just learned so much about drugs being a 911 dispatcher, heroin, like all of that. Ooh. Ooh. Anyway, task perspective dispatching. Okay, I see. Okay. So Troy says, how long? How long after the test did you have to wait until you got your score and move forward with the hiring process? So when I applied for Dallas, I did my test on like let's say a Tuesday, and I got an email on the Thursday saying that I had passed the test and that they wanted to move to the next steps with me. But the agency that I ended up working for, I found out the same day. And actually, all of the agencies that I applied to, that I think I took 3, let's see, it was DART, Baylor. So 3. So I've taken 5 altogether, and I've passed all 5 of them. Dallas, agency I worked at, DART, Baylor, and then Mesquite, which is the city I live in. And I found out the same day on all of them except for Dallas. So some agencies tell you that same day, some wait a couple of days. Angel says, ignore trolls. Girl, right? You know what? Here's the thing. I don't have haters like that on my channel. So when I get some, like, it's just totally off to me because I'm just like, what? So, I mean, I don't put content up for people to hate on. So anyway, Taz, blah, blah, blah. Every time I say your name, girl, Taz Perspective, I can't even talk. And you know why? Because not even your turn for your question yet. Rebecca says, I reported that dude. Hopefully his IP gets blocked from YouTube. Me too. And when this is done, I'm going to block him. Avanti said, well, Task Perspective says, thank you. You're welcome, girl. Avanti says, yes, be proud of what you are. And that I am, if you're talking to me. Troy says, yeah, we're reporting the harassment. Don't get distracted by the foolery. Thanks, I appreciate it. You know what? I appreciate y'all. Yeah, y'all are like ride or die. Like, I really do appreciate it. I mean, I know I can talk and go in on this fool, but like y'all actually was like, you know what? Let's just block this fool. Like, block, report. And so I appreciate y'all for that. So thanks for looking out. Thanks for looking out for your girl. She appreciates it. Avanti says, wait, what's NCIC? NCIC is the National Criminal. No. Well, I don't know what NCIC stands for, and I just told y'all. Like, I literally just said it. Were you not paying attention, Avanti? Dang. The National Crime Information Center. I suck at life right now. National Crime Information Center is NCIC, and that is an FBI database that keeps everybody's criminal history in. So, on NCIC, you are kind of acting on behalf of the FBI when you look up people's information. So that's why if I looked up somebody's name, like if I looked up your name and ran your criminal history, even though I don't think you're over 18, I couldn't do that. But if I did run your criminal history and no officer has requested that information, or they can't find like the backup, because sometimes they compare like the radio channel, radio traffic to what you, like your keystrokes. Like they got all of these algorithms and they can do all of that. And so I've never run anybody's name that I wasn't asked to run. So you just had to be, NCIC is an FBI database, and you just got to be real careful. Like, I mean, you're going to see a lot of stuff. I mean, I ran a couple of people's names that I knew personally, but I didn't know that they were getting arrested at the time. I just ran the name, and as I was typing it out and it came through, I was like, oh, I know who that is. And so when something like that happens, I would have to let my supervisor know so that they don't think I'm running their names. And even people who have the same last name as you, sometimes running them, it'll like trigger, like it'll kick back. And so you got to be careful. Even when I ran people's last name with Brian, like I would be like, hey, supervisor, like these people got my name. Okay, these ain't my family members. I don't know these folks. So that's what NCIC is. Task Perspective says they started me with fire dispatch, and I've ran some NCIC for police too. They call in sometimes to have it ran instead of doing it over the radio. Oh, like calling like on the phone? Oh, wow. I've only had an officer call in on the phone. Well, you know what? I take that back. We used to have officers that, like detectives, would call in on the phones, like on our back number or non-emergency number, would call in to run names, but that was just like if they were doing like an investigation or something, but never an officer that was out with the subject. They never called us on the phone. But there was this one time that I had an officer who was in distress, and I didn't know it was an officer even to begin with, because anyway, um, he called 911. He was having a altercation with the subject. Did I tell y'all that story already about the time that one of my officers called 911? Like literally while he was pulling somebody over, he called 911. Did I tell y'all that? If I didn't, let me know and I'll do a story time on that one day. For some reason, I feel like I did. When I get to Fire Console 2, I'll be monitoring BOLOs in NCIC. Oh, cool. BOLO, if y'all don't know what BOLO is, it stands for be on the lookout. So anytime anybody puts a BOLO out, it's like be on the lookout for this. And so you'll send those out to all of your units. You'll send out the BOLO if something's happened, like in a neighboring city. You'll send that information to all of your units to have them to just be on the lookout for, this blue car, this blue Ford Fusion, because it was involved in a robbery that just happened in our city. So that's what a BOLO is, in case y'all needed to know. My coworkers tease me because I speak soft in person, and then when I start dispatching, they said I was super loud on the radio, and they said I scared them. Girl, well, see, I've heard people dispatching really loud before, and I'm just like, dang, Cletus, dang, you loud. Like I can hear you, and I'm on the phone, and I'm like having to like stick my finger in my ear like this, like plug my ears so that I don't hear you all being loud. But like sometimes like you'll get so frustrated with an officer that, you don't start yelling at them, but you just start speaking to them in a very sarcastic tone. And then they start sarcastically speaking to your ass right back. Like, Anyway, I'm getting so tired. That's why I feel like I'm being goofy. Trash Bag Fashion Lover says, hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm real good. About to get in this hot shower. It's so cold here. About to get in this hot shower and lay it down. Take this wig off. Say, I cannot wait to take this wig off. I almost did this video with my braids that's underneath here. But I'm not going to expose myself like that. At least not today. But that's good. Thanks for watching, Trash Bag Lover. But I'm good. Trash Bag Fashion Lover. You know what's real funny about that is that when I was like 17, I worked at a summer camp, and I worked at this summer camp, and it was a group of people who every week on Tuesdays we would wear trash bags, and we got, have you seen All About the Benjamins? So we got like masking tape and taped it on our trash bags. Cause we had like ponchos. I made like dresses, like little tank tops with the trash bags on Tuesday. And we put Boo-Foo on our trash bags with masking tape, Boo-Foo. So if you've seen All About the Benjamins, then you know what that means. So anyway, sorry, random. Avante, I had left for the video for a second. You haven't told us a story before. Okay. I'll do a story time about the call. I'll do a story time about the time I had an on-duty officer to call 911. He had made contact with the subject. Like that, my friend, I felt like I was conducting the Hot Mess Express that day. Not really, but it was just, anyway, I don't want to talk about that right now because y'all know I get distracted. I got the ADHD and the pills wore off. All right, Melanie says, I came across your channel today. Thank you for all the info you give out. You are so welcome, Melanie. I really, truly enjoy, I really do enjoy, I enjoy doing this for you guys. I really, really do. And even though I'm very inconsistent most of the time about making videos, I try to give them to you all and just enough spurts so that you can be satisfied. I probably won't ever do videos every day. When I tried to do that with like Vlogmas, my videos just really didn't get many views, and I think that's because most of the people on my channel like the 911 videos, which is great. I like them too. But sorry, I don't know how to do this. I'll try and block these fools. I thought you could just press these 3 little dots on the side of their name. But when I do that, nothing's happening. So I don't even know what that means. Oh well, I'll figure it out one of these days. I decided to take the 911 EMD course, and I wanted to do some research and watching videos. I learned so much. Oh yes, EMD is great. Emergency medical dispatch, for those that don't know what EMD is. And that's what you have to take EMD class usually. Well, I don't know. Every agency is different. So the agency that I worked for, all of the call takers could take medical calls. So if you called 911, you didn't have to get transferred to a different department, to the fire department or, whoever. If you had a medical emergency, whoever you spoke with on the phone could guide you through that. So emergency medical dispatch, it just teaches you how to, it's kind of like shunt through calls, like how to get through the calls. And it's like, well, okay, so it's not everybody's a different, I think it's called the International Dispatching Academy, is who I was certified through. I don't know if I have my card with me in my purse, but it's like this big old like placard kind of thing with like little flip cards, and all of the protocols, they're called protocols. All the protocols are numbered. So, and they're alphabetical. So, one might be abdominal pain, or whatever. I cannot remember the numbers now. So don't even ask. But these range from like abdominal pain, cardiac arrest, different things like that. IAED. Yes. I like Tab's perspective. This is my girl. You like my spirit animal. Yeah, because I think because you currently are in the job. So when you say stuff, I'm like, oh, yeah. She says they had to do EMD, EPD, and EFD. So where I work, we just had EMD. We did have PD protocols and FD protocols, but our PD and FD protocols weren't okay. So like EMD is, I don't know how to explain it. For y'all that ain't dispatchers, you ain't gonna get it. Just let me get my thoughts together. Okay. So EMD and EPD and EFD. EPD is just like a program that walks you through what questions to ask and in what order to ask them. So it gives you prompts on the screen. Like, is the person intoxicated? Do they have any weapons? And all of that will pop up on the screen. You'll click the button like yes or no, or, and it kind of goes through like that. Where I worked, we didn't have the PD or the FD, but we had the medical. So again, if somebody was having cardiac arrest, that would automatically shift you to chest compressions. It's called shunt. So we'll shunt you to chest compressions. And yeah, you just go from there. Man, let me tell y'all, have you ever, Tab's perspective, I don't know what to call you. I'm just call you Tab. Have you ever had to give CPR instructions while on a language line? Have you had to do that? That's interesting. Melanie said, was it hard to get used to being a beginner dispatcher? Yeah. I mean, but that's why you have your on the job training, and you're sitting with your trainer, listening to the calls and helping them to take the calls, because you are a beginner and you want to make sure that you're doing everything in your power to keep that person safe, for sure. So it was an adjustment also for me, because I came from nonprofit, where you really just sit and listen to people and you really do care about them. And in 911, you care, but you don't really listen. You listen, but like, I don't care about what happened yesterday. I don't care about what happened 3 weeks ago. Like, tell me what's going on right now. Like, why are you calling right now? Because if it happened a week ago, like 9 times out of 10, like, let's say an injury. Yeah, let's say injury, like, oh, I fell, 2 weeks ago. But it's kind of important to know that you fell 2 weeks ago, because that's like the original cause of your injury. But like, why did you call today? So as a result of your fall, what happened? Like, is your foot swollen today, or is your ankle dislocated? Like, what's going on right now? Are you in pain? Okay, cool. So it just was very different. Like, I was a real personal person, and then I couldn't really be personable anymore like that. But people would say, thank you, and I never know how to answer that. I'd be like, you're welcome, or have a good day, and not really have a good day, because you try not to tell people that 911. I used to be real friendly on the phone, like 911. Yeah, I'd stop that shit. All right, guys. Any other questions? Any other questions? Going once, going twice. So, to the lady in red. No other questions, guys? Well, this has been a great hour and 2 minutes. I'm so happy, guys. Like, I feel so fulfilled. Like, this kind of stuff just really just makes me happy. Melanie, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. I'm glad you think I'm informative. Some people say I talk too much, and that's okay. They can think that. And I may talk a lot, but people are learning. People are learning from my chatty Cathy ways. So yeah. Anyway, I'm glad y'all came out tonight, came over here to look at me, to listen. Love your personality. Enjoy chatting with you. I just passed my critic call, and background check is next. Any advice on how to fill it out? Sorry, I just saw you a lot. Where you been, Will? I've been here for 1 hour and 3 minutes and 3 seconds. I'm just giving you a hard time. Your background check is next. So congratulations for passing the critic call. Any advice on how to fill it out? Are you talking about on how to fill out your background check? Like your personal history statement? Is that what you're talking about? If you are, you did not watch my frequently asked questions video. I know you didn't. Because I answered this just yesterday or day before yesterday, when I said, tell the truth and shame the devil. Just be honest. If you got fired from a job 3 years ago, tell me you got fired from your job. That's all I can really suggest. Somebody asked me, how can I pass a polygraph test? Or how can I pass a drug test? I mean, my channel is not the channel that tells you how to pass drug tests. Like, I don't need those people in my life. So if you want to know how to pass a drug test, if you want to pass your drug test, just don't do drugs. Bam! You'll win every time, like I said. So yeah. But just be honest, fill out your history statement, because if you don't put everything, they'll find out, like, especially like jobs and stuff, addresses, you can find out everything about anybody. So just be honest as you can be. Put as much of the information that you do have put it out there so that they know at least you did try. That's all I can suggest. But yeah. So yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all I feel like I don't want to hang up. You know how when you got like a new boyfriend or something, you be like, hey boo, good night. You're like, well, you hang up. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Like, that's what I feel like with y'all. Like, I feel like, no, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. I be feeling like that. Will say, thank you. You're looking good. Oh, thank you. Oh, good night, Laura. Don't do drugs. Like, listen, I'm trying not to do drugs. I am really, 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 really trying. Listen, I have recently become a plus size model. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to be doing like a little video series of kind of like how I got started. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do a photo shoot. So I'm really excited about it. One of my coworkers, like people like, oh, you have such a pretty smile. You always say that. I'm just like, yeah, it's just an average smile. Like I think like when I look at myself in the mirror, sometimes I really be feeling myself. Sometimes, not today. Like I'm just like, whoa. But sometimes I really be like, ooh, God, you was not playing today. Like I beat this face or whatever the case is. But I don't think, I think I'm pretty like average looking. Like I see a lot of people every day that look a lot better than I do. And I see some people, so whatever the case. So I think about modeling, I don't think that I look like a model I didn't think that I looked like a model or could be one because I just feel like I'm an average looking person, right? But here lately, like a lot of people have been like, Laura, you should model. I'm like, y'all tripped out. But I posted this picture, y'all, on Instagram. Say, some BBW page started following me. Some BBW page started following me. And next thing I know, I reposted on their page. So I wake up in the morning and I have like all of these messages, and my Instagram is private. And I have all of these follow requests. I had like 200 and something follow requests from these men. Now, I do want to do modeling, but I want to do like commercial modeling. So I just want you to like see my face or, my little outfit, and I could be an eyebrow model or something like that. I don't want to have no lingerie or anything because I do not want to be any man's fantasy like that. God, no. I do not even want to think about what you would do with that poster of me hanging up in your room. So with all that, I'm not going to do anything in no bra or no panties. Like, hell to the no. Heck no. Scott, I'm about to hang up. But Melanie, my Instagram name is Miss MISS _ L _ BZ BE. I can't spell my own name? BEEZY. So MISS _ L _ BEEZY. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I am outie. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye.